Streaming. Okay. So good morning, guys. So this today we are going to have this session about CA final Jan'26 examination. So many of the issues, like we have discussed some of the issues that day, but what I believe is that this is also going on live on YouTube also, so students can see. So the thing is that I have noticed a lot of people, because I also did the same mistakes in CA final, because auditing, as everyone knows, obviously the toughest subject in CA final. I mean, if you are really good at theory or if you are weak in practical, obviously other subjects may get tougher. But normally, auditing is that subject which makes group 1 the toughest group. Illena group 2 is the toughest group because tax is there. But still, IBS okay, but still I believe group 1 is tougher. For me, it was also tougher. Audit marks, that is a problem, right? Nobody is getting marks in auditing. So I thought of, normally we go to YouTube, search different things, how to retain auditing, one video will be there. How to study auditing, another video will be there. Then if you go how to present the paper in the auditing, another thing will be there. Then how many, should you revise auditing every day or should you revise auditing like 4 days like that, another video. Thousands of videos are there showing different things where you will get completely complicated. Mind full of complicated item. That is a problem with if you go searching on YouTube for any subject. So I thought of putting everything compiled in one session, the auditing guidance, like if ABC analysis should you follow or priority topics, what are the things for Jan, all these things from my experience. So you may agree, you may not agree also, in different, because people have different point of view, right? I am 100% open to that. If you have a different point of view, you can say, like, sir, in the way, if you think that would be better, like that, okay, I am ready to accept, because anyway we can go to get marks. So CA final. Okay, guy, live, let me see. Good morning, Sai Krishna. Good morning. Let me see. Okay. Good morning. So I'm ready to say, like, open for any new suggestions from your side also. No problem. So CA final. So the fundamental question in CA final is why you are unable to retain auditing. Why you are unable to. So our discussion for the day will touch upon these points. Your projector poite. Let me see 1 second. Is it restarting? 1 second. Huh? Yeah. Please, can you? 1 second, guys, on live. Please hold on. There is a small technical glitch. So the basic question is like how to study auditing, how to remember auditing, and keyword learning. You would have heard that term, keyword learning. What is that? No one will tell you what is keyword. Keyword to memorize. That will never help you to get marks or anything. This projector, okay. But the live will not be disrupted, right? Okay. Anyways, like, let's talk. Live problem will not be there, obviously, because screen is there. So thing is, what is actually this keyword learning? Everyone will say keyword learning. What is actually that? And nowadays, if you see, a lot of people are saying auditing is only conceptual. Someone is saying auditing is only pure memorization. Full line. This projector will not come. Okay, whatever. So, your camera is stuck. Live is not live. I mean, can you hear me properly? Is the camera working fine? Yeah. Okay. So, so let's go to Yedunath. How will I show it to you? So basically, let's start the discussion then. No problem. Why you are actually unable to retain auditing? So many topics are, we have to study how to keyword learning, how to recall, how to retain it. All these things are there. Then Jan'26, what are the priority topics to cover so that you can get to the 60 plus in auditing. Strategically, how can we do that? Whatever. Then what are the study materials to use? Market audit study materials is there. ICA material is there. What to use and what to not use. What to not use, because I had committed mistakes of using certain faculties material which that was completely devastating for me. I'll tell you why the reasons, all these things. Then question banks, how to refer question banks, and is that actually relevant in today's age? That's an important question. Then are mocks required? People are saying mocks required. Who to write it and how much mock or how much writing practice you need to do. From my thought process, you may agree, you may disagree. It's different. Then how to practically attempt the audit paper. Presentation, okay. 5 topics. Let this come. Okay, anyways, let's start. Yeah. So why you are unable to retain auditing? And like, what do you think? Why you are unable to retain auditing? You studied auditing, but why you are unable to retain? What is your thought? Language is a bit technical. Then anything else? Why it may be very tough to remember audit? Any idea? Because what I believe from my thought, because I like to observe things. Like whenever we are learning something, if we are unable to recall, why we are unable to recall? One whole day we spend on learning one subject, but why are we unable to recall? Practical, that is one area. Like we don't know things practically. Theoretically we are learning. That may be one reason. But the most important reason, even if you don't know anything practically, even if you imagine science, you are a commerce student, right? You are taking a science textbook, like biology or anything. Still, if you spend one whole day, you should be able to recall something out of that. But why is it not possible? Because I'll say it is because of our over expectation. Because we are human beings, right? So understand that first. So we'll address all the topics from bottom to top to scratch. Bottom. So we are actually human beings. Just imagine if you are studying one chapter tomorrow in the morning auditing. In the one chapter you started in the morning, imagine it's 50 pages. By 5 o'clock you finished 50 pages. All the pages you have seen only once. This is the first time you are seeing in your lifetime, and maximum you would have spent 30 minutes in one page. Nothing more than that. You have seen that page only one time. Then why do you expect yourself to recall it at the end of the day? When you recall, you should get around 70%, 100%. Understand that your brain is not a computer or anything. Just by seeing it once, it will never happen. So one day you studied, at the end of the day, when you are recalling, if you are getting 30% of what you studied, you are in a very good zone. So don't lose confidence. Auditing, the main problem is students will sit for 10 days. And FR or other subjects like AFM you are taking, 10 days padicha, you will be able to solve a mock paper. If someone gives, you will be able to solve a 40-50 marks paper. 10 days first revision itself, you will be able to solve a 30-40. But auditing in 10 days first revision, you will be able to get your 20 marks only. Because you don't remember things. The thing in auditing is, 1 revision, 2 revision, 3 revision, it will not come in your mind. So that's a detailed plan we needed. So, this is correct. So we need a very detailed plan. So that is one problem why you are unable to retain auditing. I'll tell you how to do it in a way that auditing memorization is very frustrating, right? Like sitting and learning this boredom theory again and again. I'll give you an easy way, because memorization is not frustrating. Recalling is actually frustrating. And the process is eliminate panni. There is another way to do that. When you recall, if you are getting things, confidence boost. When you are recalling, you are not getting things. Appadhan confidence low. So why should you want to recall when you believe that you won't get the answer? And the time recall panna, and I'll give you techniques for that. And if you are recalling like I am saying, just see, like 2 or 3 days you try from tomorrow. And if it work agala, you go back to your strategy. 3 days you try this. Take one chapter or one topic, or other topic, you try this. So first, how to study auditing. We'll go to revise, retain, or recall everything. So the basic fundamental question is why you are unable to retain auditing. How to actually study. How to study in a way that you will be able to recall, how to revise, and how to retain. This is a set process. So first we'll go to how to study. Like today's priority topics, study material to use, question banks, like detailed stuff, everything is there. Study auditing. Number one thing, I'll just simply another topic I'll show. Imagine this is a CARO topic, right? First, non-current assets. 2 types of people are there. I've seen 2 types of learning. That's the problem. Like keyword learning, and I'll teach you now itself. What is this? Everyone says keyword learning. If you see, first sentence, full particulars, quantitative details, PPE. Three words are there. Second sentence is full particulars, intangible assets. Third sentence is physically verified at a reasonable interest. In the word, if your keyword learning is practically helpful, if your English is decent or above. Because keyword learning, in the words mind, you should be able to frame a sentence with it. If your English is bad means literally poor, understate, like you are not able to level up. On the English level, you will not be able to frame a sentence with keywords. So the two things, a lot of people I have seen from North and all saying that keyword learning. Keyword learning, you need to know that you need to be able to frame a sentence. Keyword, no one will give you a mark. So if your English is decent to above, decent means very decent, like it should not be like, I'm saying if it's very poor only, it will not work. Other 5% students. Normally, if you have studied in a state syllabus in South India, also every schools are good. At least your English is basically well. So most of the people listening on live also, live is okay, right? I see. So guys in live, if you have any doubt also, you can, put it on the chat box there. So keyword learning, when you are learning this, imagine you are learning this clause. When you learn whether company is maintaining proper records on first, non-current, proper records showing full particulars including the quantitative details. This just mind proper records, full particulars, quantitative details. In the three words should be there in your mind and you should be able to frame the entire sentence. That is called keyword learning. It is never practically auditing or any faculty's book, ICS study, everything is more than 300-400 pages. So you will not be able to study everything line by line. So practical game is, this is what we call keyword learning. Just this is a concept you have to understand. Clause 1 means it is non-current assets, related to non-current assets. That is PPE and intangible assets. Clause 1 first subclause is basically you have to maintain proper records. Okay, proper records are showing the full particulars and quantitative details. In your language also, if you learn, like Tamil, Telugu, whatever the languages, you should be able to frame that sentence in English. That is what we call keyword learning. So, this is keyword learning. Second clause, if you take, whether these PP have been physically verified by the management at a reasonable intervals. So, second thing is physically verified. Physically verified, okay, physically verified, reasonable intervals verify. When you recently, intervals, if you verify, okay, what are the material discrepancies noticed? This is frame the sentence. Whether the management has physically verified the asset at reasonable intervals and whether any material discrepancy has been noticed. Like that you frame a sentence. Appo keyword, just when you underline, you will get the marks also. That is what we call keyword learning, and it is only possible if your English is very poor English channel, keyword learning will not work. And similarly, Moxley also, this English has a very big problem. And two strategies also I'll give. Because what I observed and not experienced, I am saying, the standards, if your English is good, then which all topics you should prioritize for the next attempt. If your English is literally bad means very bad, what all topics you should cover? Because English super essay, basically you can easily go. Because conceptual understanding, you will be able to write the answer. But if your English is literally poor, if you understand all the essay also, still you may not be able to frame the answer. Or question, I say May 25 paper you would have seen. William Shakespeare level paper. May 25 I say a CA final paper. If you can understand that paper, your English is super good. But if you are unable to, because we may know all the answer, but question read answer and that we will not be able to interpret. That is a problem. So that is what I am saying. So we'll say first is keyword learning. Hope you understood like what is actually called keyword learning, and the words are vechittu framing the sentence. It's not like you are memorizing the words. No, you understand that sentence and adile words words are connecting. That is what we call keyword learning. Doubts irukka keyword learning? You got it right? So that is how you need to study this. How to study. Then two things. Imagine standards and ethics. Under topic. Other topics are conceptually, even if you don't understand, like bank also to an extent conceptually you need to highly understand. Other topics, standards, ethics, and to an extent bank and NBFC, the conceptually understand pannada, you will not be able to get any marks. Like I'm saying, everyone should do conceptually, but still, if there are some students, because I know personally a lot of CS students, final students, who don't understand anything. Chumma memorize pannittu they are going for auditing. If someone like that is hearing, bro, understand standards and ethics. at least conceptually you understand till the next exam. Otherwise, you will not be able to crack it. So, first study area we finished. Like keyword learning, we need to study. First revision, when you are studying, everything study like that. But then how to revise and retain, other than the game. So, study and keyword learning, we touched. Is there any point which I need to touch? One more thing. How many of you actually frame an example and study? That's the topic when you are studying. Imagine you are studying 570 going answer. To understand it for yourself itself, do you frame examples in the situation? That is the best way to study something. For especially essay and ethics. Even if you don't understand, like just understand, framing example, nothing is written. But essay, every essay try to, whenever you are studying any topic, going concern, material uncertainty, which situation we need to give which audit opinion, the other situations will be there. So, understand that, okay, there was a company and a company in the situation, going concern was affected. So, in the situation, in the item should give. Like that, in your mother tongue, you understand. The example framing is literally helpful for learning essays. Essay is romba helpful. So, that is also another way to study it first. Now, the keyword learning also we touched. Now, this is the core part. Normally, market trend is 4 revisions for auditing, 4 or 5 revisions. But I am saying 10 revisions. And in the 10 revisions, next we only have 45 days now for exam. But I will give you a strategy to do 45 days, 10 revisions. Other 10 revisions, that is a game. Like more you revise, only you will be able to recall. So, and how many revisions, how to recall for retaining more? This is the question. So, I will show you. This is our strategy to revise 10 times, and two things you need to understand. Like I guess we talked last day regarding this. Why are you unable to recall? Like I told you, morning starting till evening you are studying one chapter. Imagine it is 50 pages. First every page you would have seen only 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So at the evening when you try to recall, you will not get it. Or 30% kadacha, superbly you are good. Because you have only seen that page once in your lifetime. Your mind will be able to recall. It will never happen. So understand guys, to recall, first put the content into your brain 3-4 times first. That's first insert pannunga. Then try to take it out. We are one time put pannittu perfecta thirumbi edukka we are trying. That will never happen. How can it happen? That may happen for some exceptionally good students. Namakadu normal students it may not happen. So there is something called a revisiting. Because morning, I'll say how to study. Morning, imagine 9 AM you are starting study. 9 to 11 you studied 10 pages. In the 10 pages when you finish, 11 o'clock don't go to the 11th page. 5 minutes you take and quickly run your eyes through again that 10 page. And the 10 page once more mind like katunga. Even if you are understanding everything conceptually, like however you are studying, conceptually or memorization or whatever the thing is, first 10 minutes, first 10 pages, Tirimbi you come back and quickly run your eyes. Don't recall anything. Recall on the mind up. Recall your time will not be able to finish. Like one day only 10 pages you will be able to study. So 10 pages you studied properly. Just quickly in 1 page, 1 minute. On the level, 1 minute, 30 seconds. Okay, this was the topic, this was a mnemonic. Okay. Like that, quickly go. Then another 10 pages. Then Tirimbi 10 and 20. That's just quickly running. Don't spend time on that. Chumma mind try to feed it 2 or 3 times. So once you finish that whole day, don't recall anything. At the end of the day, don't try to recall. Just try it for 3 days and see if it is working for you. If work out pannalana, leave it. 3 days anyways you can try. Anyways 45 days are there, right? So at the end of the day when you see first 3-4 pages you have seen now 3-4 times 3-4 times you have seen that page, you have studied everything perfectly and you have seen that page 2-3-4 times. Times paathattanam. Mind brain in the picture register. And that content and concept is also registered in the mind. Then at the end of the day, if possible, if you want like confidence recall panna, if you can try to recall, but I'm guaranteeing you will get to 50% at least. Normally first 20-30% minimum 50% you will get. But if you don't try, no problem. At the end of the day, just revisit everything once more. Full topic on revisit. Next day morning, you are going with the second chapter. Second chapter quickly this run your eyes again. 15 minutes one whole day topic I run 15 minutes you do it. I don't spend more time on that. And time wasted. Then it's like a revision. We are not revising. We are just putting it again, feeding into our brain more many times. Next day in the morning, just revisit, then study second chapter like this. Then, or next day morning, you can try to recall once. That's like 100% I am saying you try it, 50% 70% you may get it. 100% I am saying, because your brain has seen the topic 3-4 times now. This is when you do your first revision, like in normal classes, 10-15 days auditing classes will go. Adukapparam you will do your self-study minimum 8 days. And I am hoping Jan'26 students see the finish item already. One time at least you would have finished studying auditing. Material all ready. Material everything is ready. I mean, one time have you studied auditing? Particularly, you have both the groups pending. Both the groups are going. Because auditing, I'm saying audit, all subjects you will get step marks or somehow you will reach 40. Average study you will minimum touch 40. But in the subject 40 average study never it will come. That's a strategy we needed, and right execution of that strategy is also needed. That we'll create today. So first, I'm hoping this 8-day revision is over. Then with that, we'll move forward. Or one group, you can do it. Still you have time. I'm keeping both the groups in mind. So first 8 days, like I told you, revise. Whatever, like I say, you morning, whenever you're studying a chapter, during every 10 pages, go and revisit every 10 or 15 pages, depending upon your strength. 20 pages, okay. So revisit like that. So at the end of the 8 days, you would have recalled 2-3 times on the topics and you would have seen that pages first chapter pages many times you have seen. And second chapter when you are studying, at the end of the day when you are revisiting second chapter, take 5 minutes to revisit first chapter. And third day when you are studying third chapter, take 2 minutes to revisit first chapter. Quickly, because time half I do. Quickly, just there is one topic that I always emphasize, that is sit. Stay in touch with the topic. Our mind forget, like we should not allow our mind to forget auditing for the next 45 days. Every day stay in touch. But everyone saying daily audit padikana. No, don't study auditing daily. That's mudiyadu. Study auditing daily pannalu, it's a bad strategy. Just study like this, whatever, like every subject you do. So first 8 days we'll finish our first revision, first study or revision, whatever. Then another subjects you will be studying in the days level, FR or AFM, whatever the subjects you are studying. But in the days, keep 1 hour or minimum, if your syllabus is not completed, 30 minutes any time you put. And on the 30 minutes, just revisit it again. Revisit means, in the gap, at least 2 times. That is first study you finished auditing, then second study FR, AFM you will be studying here. In the time, imagine your 15 days gap is there. 15 days you should be able to revisit the entire auditing 2 times. Revisiting. Daily 30 minutes. So 7 hours is there. More than enough. You can revisit, finish. Like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 chapters a day. Revisit. So what you did now? Here you recalled once. Or recall finish 2 times revisiting entire syllabus. So here one proper. Similarly, now 6 days you do the second revision of auditing. Then next revision you do the revisiting 3 times. Then again 2 days you one more important thing. First 8 days, then 6 days. Then here I am saying 2 days, then again here 3 days. That's a difference. I have seen a lot of students making this mistake. Listen. Auditing, imagine many people are studying in a different way. Some are studying in the 40 standards, other chapters are set. Some are studying in the ICI order, like chapter order people are studying. Some are taking as chunks only. Like first chunk full standards, second chunk PE, third chunk other chapters. Like that, different strategies people are studying. Whatever the strategies, our syllabus is 100%. Only 30 to 40% content is very tough to remember or very conceptual. Baki ellame easy. Actually, when you see, forensic audit, due diligence, this is very easy area. Or another like ESG is easy, but digital audit is maybe a bit tougher for you. Or ethics is actually easy, but essay very tougher for you. So, in the every revision, everything chumma revise panna. If you are confident in a topic in your second revision, then third revision, why should you do? You do that unconfident area more. So, in the revision, we are putting 2 or 3 days. When you do your, this 8 days is coming. Idukku munnadi lecture or 10-15 days irunde. Like now I'm talking about current situation, next 45 days which I'm saying. So in the revision this revision is only for the tough topics. Ella chapter unga revise panna venda the revision only for tougher topics. Like essay imagine in the going concern ellam very easy, but other SQC may be tough for you, or maybe any other SRE other may be tough for you. So all those things you tough topics mattu revision inge unna, because appa adu easy topics madri parallel aidum, everything becomes oru same level la aidum. Then last 3 days revision, then 1.5 day revision. But so here we did revision 4 times revision pannite, and adoda edile 2 times revisiting pannite, so 6. So that is 4 main revisions plus 6 revisiting also we done. So that means total 10 times we have revised it in the next 45 days. There is no chance that you will forget auditing. Idu panna you will not forget auditing, because you are staying in touch with the subject. Idu under strategy 2, you can see active and recall 4 revisions, 4 or 5 revisions you have done, and staying in touch, that is feeding the content more to your brain. You have done it 6 times through revisiting. So basically it's effectively 10 revisions. And now let me see if I've missed anything. Another, so basic revision area is over. Now one more thing I'll say. There is something called, yesterday I uploaded a video on my YouTube, like I don't know whether you have seen delinking method. How do you know what is delinking method? Then chumma nammalellam pannittirundha vishayam school la irundha, but I put a name for it and adu market pannite, appo ende method aite. So what I'm saying is, in auditing la many tough questions will be there, right, to remember. Ipo namukku digital audit la it's very hard to recall that thing in the technical language ellame vechittu, but professional ethics first understanding is only a bit tough, then adukapparam once you understand it then it is very easy. And one more thing is, professional ethics, don't, even if you are relying on any faculty's material, rely it, no problem, but do ICA study material reading one time full, please, because the pattern is that ICA study material recur item they are repeating again. Baki ellathilume question repetition is not happening now. GPT is there, very easy to make questions. Now 3 days 10 question paper I am making. 3 days I am sitting and making. With another experience over 3, 4, 5 years experience total. Like I cleared CA 2 years back only. So I only have that much experience. With that I am making 7, 8 question papers in 3 days. Like tougher question paper. ICA board can make very tough question paper using a lot of questions. So repetitive questions or the chance is getting low. Only it is till now it is seen in ethics. Ethics, so ICA study material question is very, 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 not only questions, everything. Because I'll say one thing. That I'll say when we reach the point, the study material point. I'll say the miss item. Let me miss anything. Then recalling, so we touched the point of studying, that is through keyword learning. Then revision, like how to do the revision properly in a structured way, that is feed more, then recall more, put it input proper, then try to take the output, that is retain. So if you revise like that, obviously you will retain. So one more thing I can say is that this delinking means tougher questions. For example, CA inter, like government auditor definition, what was a very tough thing you remember. Like on the page, a very big definition was there, government audit CA enter. Similarly, CA final also a lot of memorization, pure memorization. Concepts you understand, you will not be able to write. Other topics are there. So, other dealing from the material you are learning. If you imagine you are using any study material or any faculty's material book. So, entire book, imagine 30 questions are very tough for you to remember. Very tough for a question. That's photo eduthu vechirunga phone la. If you are having a mobile with you during your study leaves, if you are not using this kind of a mobile phone, then this will not be, will use another thing. But if you are having a mobile phone, and the 15 questions, 30 questions stuff, but 15 questions, phone la photo eduthu, then you learn it from the phone. Book la learn pannavanda. Same content, but phone la irundhu learn. Because what is actually happening? Else, normally when a question comes in the exam, just see, exam when you are sitting, reading a question, இதோட ஆன்சர் எப்படி நம்ம மைண்ட்ல வரும்? 3 ways are only there. If it is a conceptual question like audit report எந்த ஒப்பீனியன் கொடுக்கணும், அப்ப கான்செப்ட் தான். லைக் இந்த சிச்சுவேஷன்ல இது sufficient audit evidence கிடைச்சிருக்கா, அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் we'll see. But if it is like a 5-point question, either we would have memorized it with a mnemonic. 5 point, 6 point, the point wise question are either you would have used a mnemonic or normal memorize பண்ணிட்டா. Like picture மாதிரி, like picture brainல வந்துரும். Picture வந்துட்டு picture வச்சிட்டு we'll write, the pic of that page will come and we'll write, or mnemonic வச்சிட்டு we'll write, or common understanding basically also we'll write. So 3-4 method is only there. They are the only way to study something. So the problem is that in the tougher questions, in the 300-400 pages book, when you recall every page, everything looks the same. So in the tougher questions on the time, because brain, when it read question, it has to go to that 300 page book and the page and recall pannam. Appa adu complicated exam time la irukkum. So on the 300 page we are taking those 15 questions or a photo. So brain will immediately go to that photo only. And the mobile and the 15 questions in the question irukkunna brain ku theriyum. So brain will immediately go to that photo only. So brain it is very easy to recall that thing. So that is what we call de-link from the material. The tougher questions of brain material in the de-link panni where engayavadhu padichirukku. Then another questions, you take a photo or take a paper la write those questions. Or chinna question and answer edittu ungal fridge la stick pannunga. Fridge la. So that question you are related to fridge. One question, two question fridge la irukku. And the question manna your brain the fridge la irundha question. Like that it will be very easy. Then two questions at the door la stick pannunga. The tougher questions you link it in different areas. So that's an easy way to recall. Then one more thing, auditing in CA Inter I am giving something like this. So finally I am making this now. This is what we call the question sheet. The Inter topic. Inter. So why am I, and I will never ask my students to recall from the book that I am giving. The problem is that when you recall, for a book you got heading. Here content is there. How do you recall? Heading like this. But on the secondly, you saw the page once. After you will know the page, your brain immediately recalls it. But exam in the question in the topic, nothing will be there sometimes in your mind. Because we are learning around 300 to 500 questions in auditing. 300 plus questions we are learning. It is very easy to get missed. So, for essay a lot of questions irunda idu maadhiri oru adoda chapter la questions mattu eduthu write panni vechitu side la mnemonic if you can write and try to recall from this. Ennode let me, I don't know whether I have the photo of that. When I was studying CA final, yeah, this is see idu ennode karoda like karo full ah idile irundhe idu maadhiri every chapter I had it on my wall. So entire oru 10-15 pages on the time peer review concept was there, peer review chapter. So peer review I was like this, entire peer review questions and side la mnemonic I have kept. So then anoda cupboard oda side la stick pannirunde. So the benefit is that here I am reading the definition of peer review. Appo definition ku theriyilla, appo side la I have written the definition chinna science le. So it is very easy for me to recalling on mind le it gets very properly associated to the linked to the brain. So that is a different ways to do the retaining and revisions. Either question sheet madri tougher essays or tough lot of questions irukra chapters make the questions only in a rough paper and on the paper vechittu recall. So then only you will know whether you actually know the answer. Book paathitu when you recall appa kedachiru, but exam ku adu kedakka. That is why I am saying. So adu okay. Then one more confidence or issue audit le. Now you feel peer review paathadanal I am saying you have studied a topic 2-3 times, but still if remember pannale this exam ku pannuvarana you may have a doubt. Right? I say ipo adu varathathoda reason you have 4 or 6 subjects in your brain, lot of content is there, your brain la full cluttered. Appo and the time when you try to recall a question it will not come. But exam ku when you go your last 1.5 days you are only seen auditing. Exam your brain only focused on auditing. And the time the question automatically 1 month munnadi padicha question kuda kadachittu. Because peer review le when I was writing one attempt le peer review and all I skipped it earlier. And the chapter padikka vendana nu skip pannirundu. Peer review quality review padichittu quality review skipped. But once I studied same question came in the exam 1 month munnadi padichadu, but adu mnemonic endu ende mind la irundhe. I have not even revised it. but I get the answer. Like, try to sit there and fry your brain. Try to think. The mother think once it will come. But first, second, don't leave and move like that. And the question lastly, try to fry your brain as much as possible. And audit paper attempting is a game of actually confidence. It's a game of writing skill. Audit paper. Writing skill proper, you will not be able to fetch marks. I'll show you how to do that also. So it's okay. So Ivlo area, is it okay? If you have any question on live question, okay. Any doubts, anything? Retaining or study, anything you are facing, any issue we can talk. Any better strategy you say, I am ready to maybe some of you, for you, them it may be useful. Not experience, I'm saying something. So, yeah. So then priority topics for Jan'26. Another area. Priority topics means either depending upon your aim. Everyone 40 audit aim panna, you will fail. I am guaranteed, I'm saying. 40 aim panna, you will fail. I know doubt. Don't aim like FRK, FM, will secure 50, 60 something and audit 40 and the group go on 100%. So minimum 50, 60 audit you should aim. Then only because audit whatever you write 70 perfect answer 70% marks only you will get. Because a lot of answering pattern is like that. Because when I was writing paper and faculty when I researched and all these things, then okay, we understood that. So priority topics, everyone knows priority topics is that. Every faculty who is saying same priority topics, everyone is saying one or two chapters married. So basic priority topics, two options I am giving. Either based on your knowledge in English, your level in English. That is what I am saying. Priority topics for Jan'26, normal, all standards made, like not only auditing, the SRE, SQ, and the item, you will get minimum 50 to 55 marks. The last 4 attempts order trend. Average 45 to 60 marks, definitely it will come. This much things. Then ethics, when you take obviously, and study material focused. Ethics, you can learn it from your faculty's material, provisions, concepts, and the item, everything you learn from faculty's material. But before going to the exam hall or 2 times, or 1 time study material you revise once. Because other direct sentence is what they frame as questions. Ethics, I have not seen them using ChatGPT too much. There it is there, but still text relatable content is coming. Text item. So obviously you will get around minimum, lowest 12 marks ethics, highest 20-24 marks. Obviously you will get. So on an average 50 to 20 marks. Then obviously you will definitely get to 70 marks. But the thing is, 70 marks question how much you can get to a doubt. Because bad question it is a problem. So then for me, another point of view, your point of view may be difficult. Because another point of view, bank is the easiest chapter for me. Bank audit. But NBFC, I don't like it. But bank is chapter. Bank, everyone is tough chapter. But bank is literally the easiest chapter if you understand. Because bank is only memorize everything is understanding. Because accounts regularized near the balance sheet data, the agricultural advance. All these things are just understanding based only. So it's actually an easy chapter, but that's effort, but leave it. So obviously these 2 chapters, average, the consolidation and this PSU. 5 marks obviously you will get. ESG almost 5 marks definitely, 5 to 7 marks. MCQ you will get. Then amendments. In that attempt, like very few amendments are there. But amendments are always like last 3 attempts or amendments. Whatever topic that amendment is related. Imagine you are not studying NBFC chapter. But NBFC amendments are on the topic definitely last 3 attempts or amendments area you will get 1 question out from that minimum or 2 MCQ or 4 to 5 marks definitely one. So if your things are strong, 85 marks is definitely in your hand. This mattum padichali you will pass. This mattum padichali you will be able to secure 50. Only this much if you study. Or bank manda NBFC, nothing, internal audit, nothing you need to study. If you study this much, Very strong. That means one line koda vidama, if you study this much, you will get 85 marks or a paper minimum in the paper. So at least 40-45 minimum. Because if you're writing 2 groups and you don't have time to like all subjects எல்லாத்திலும் 40-50 வேணும் minimum to secure. And the situation you will get to 85 marks. But to be on the safe side, once this is done, then another option is this one. Obviously, bank NBFC. If you are studying other chapters, first option is this one. The tough one is worth studying. Bank NBFC. Because sometimes 14 marks for 2 chapters. One attempt 12 marks. For 13 marks, something came from these 2 chapters. Some attempts only 5 will come, depending upon the attempt. But this is worth the study. But digital audit is not worth the study. Digital audit, what I'm saying is 5 marks or 7 marks maximum you will get. How much technicalities you have to remember. But if your brain is something that in the digital audit automated environment, remember easy brain some people have, and you focus with digital audit. But effort wise, bank and NBFC is actually worth. This is what I believe, because amendments or NBFC, so question coming, chance is high. Bank, they will not, like bank or NBFC, 100% one descriptive question will come. Normally, sometimes 2 will come. So easily 10 marks mele kedakira. Then due diligence and all these things, last is the whatever. This is my area. But every faculty will give you the same strategy. Standards. But the game is, what should be your approach? This is the game. Standards fulla padichite. But imagine your English skill, writing skill and question interpretation skill weak. Upper standards படிச்சிட்டு எப்படி 50 மார்க்ஸ்ல இருந்த ஒரு 30-40 மார்க்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். You may not be able to understand what they are asking. For those students for English poor, this is my condition. I'm saying it straight because they need to change their game completely. If your English is poor, direct question chapters more focus பண்ணணும் rather than standards. But if your English is decently well, effort wise standards படிக்கிறது தான் best. அதுதான் best effort easily, because standards இல்லாம you will not be able to pass. When I started writing my CA final attempt, at the time, first attempt when I was writing, second attempt, first group clear CA clear. First attempt when I was writing, it was old scheme. Standards you can pass. You don't go standards and 30 marks was coming. I was not studying standards. Other chapters are the direct question. Full marks 50-60. But now they changed the game. So first option, always the best option, all the standards plus CARO, ethics, PSU, CFS, ESG, amendments. Easiest way, 80-90 marks. Then if time is there, then cover the other chapter. Bank, NBFC, adellame easily. But option 2, if essays are very complex for you, this is like last minute option for students now, because 45 days are there. Essay understand panni all the essay padikkiradhukku time kadayilla if you have both the groups. If that kind of a worse situation, or your English is literally bad, essay question understand pandradhum writing skills kadayadu, and the situation arundal, only option is to cover 100% of the following. That is 100% of all other chapters plus ethics. Because all other chapters padicha, just see, if you are studying all the other chapters, idile minimum to minimum 20 marks you will get. At least 5 to 10 marks you will get. 25 marks minimum. Then, also still you are getting 5-10 marks. Here also you are getting 15-20 marks. 70 marks or 60 marks or paper you can get it from other chapters. 55 marks standards are, another 65 is from other chapters, right? Other chapters weightage is there. But standards padikada pokudadu. Interla irundha standards are there, which you already know. Pudu complex standards on the 700 series, what is there to study? Audit opinion, key audit matter, other matter, very easy. Then in the 200 500 series, external confirmation, other chinna representation, 570. So easy standards you can cover. In the area, if you are going 100% of other chapters plus ethics or option, plus this cover pananam. SAE, SRE, SRS. At least minimum 5, maximum 10. That's SR and SAE, SRE, SR. At least 5 to 10 marks in plus SQC plus ECSS. Whatever is easy for you, cover. Other than 5 essay around like 55 marks essay plus all the standards, we need to get only 20. this is also an option. So 2 options are there for you. Whichever you want, then end the option you will be able to clear. Depending upon your skill set. Pella standards. Then another problem is there. Natil evideno. Natil Kochi. How to know the keywords in essays and how to write and keep the mnemonics, sir. Can you help on understanding which is the keywords in case of essay? Normally, if you are studying from any faculty's material, the keywords, everything will be highlighted, obviously. And keywords, no one can sit and tell to you, because in a 500-page book, and then the keywords, how can we say? The thing is, you have to basically highlight book, if it is not that, you have to understand it from your writing. So, connecting, for me, actually the keywords is not what I say once. I am studying the words the entire sentence remember. That are my keywords actually. Other than what I used to follow, if you imagine the item, what all words if I highlight, I will be able to remember that entire sentence. Whether company is maintaining proper records, full particulars, and the words sentence maintain that's basically keywords. And what is basically important? Full particulars, quantitative details. Simple. That is your judgment level. Normal, you should be able to interpret. Then, where is CA final? Yeah. So, that's okay. Now, is there. So, priority topics, 2 options I gave. Depending upon your game, you can study, because English very poor, because I have seen some students like literally poor. It is not a problem, guys. Improve. Like my English was very bad. Now I'm communicating in English standing in front of you. For 7 years back, my English issue started in orientation. CA inter orientation which we do. I went there, but I had immense confidence. I go everything with it. Even if I don't know anything, still I'm confident. Confidence. So I went there, and when they're asking to speak English, but we know English, but we don't know how to speak outside. We don't have the confidence. Writing skills. So I get ashamed there 2-3 times. Then 7 years I started improving. I daily improve. Now English is like an easy thing for me. I can articulate well in English. So English bad, I would suggest this option. English good, this option. Because other chapters or a question, interpretation is literally easy. And the chapter and interpret very, very easy. That's the topic in the matter you only have to interpret. But standards or a question, in the 40 plus standards, then the standard and you will have to interpret. That's the topic you will have to interpret. That is literally a confusing area. That is why I am saying English bad, which standard you may not be able to understand. And in the standard, in the topic also you may not be able to interpret the question. That is why this is the approach, because other chapters or a question you will be easy, because of which chapter you will be able to interpret, which topic also you will be able to interpret. Just write the answer and come. And the extra in the standards you cover, no problem. And so prior to topics also we did. Now, yeah, what is the pending thing? Study materials. I may get some hate for this, because India, many study materials are available for auditing. Because now, at the time, what book I bought? I bought 2-3 faculties or a book. Different time, like which to best in the see. What I saw was a best selling few books. That's a best selling book. The book very short. Short means 200 something pages, 300 pages on the timeline. Now I don't know what is a page. Or 300 page average. So other faculties are 370, 400, 290 on the range. So I was thinking, okay, let me go with this book. I started studying. What I noticed was, I was thinking, content, the other bigger material content is here also. So how did he reduce the page? How page the size on the narrow, what did he do? So what I slowly understood when I started learning 2-3 chapters essay or something, he cut all the prepositions, major prepositions in the. Sometimes is cut hash like when you attend his lecture only, you will understand what that exact sentence means. If your English is good, your decent English when you read, you will sentence or meaning prepositions Meaning a complete on the sentence. But if you're attending his lectures along with the book, because he is teaching and you're understanding, okay. But if you're just relying on that book, some books are there in the market where prepositions are not there. In the ease hash simple short. If you are using that kind of a book, then watch that faculty's YouTube revision at least. Then you'll know what is the meaning of that exact sentence. Because area this is one problem I faced. And by that time my English was decently well. So I understood their meaning is completely changing when you read it in a different way. So konjam extra size analum, it's not a big problem. 20-30 pages extra analum, get a normally written book or ICA study. If you think, okay, is this correct? Immediately compare it with ICA material. Any faculty's book. And one more thing, audit le, at least 20-30% content, like I told you, the question sheet madri, you frame it like questions and set it separate and link it to your mind, other link pannunga. Baki 60-70 content study from the book, because brain it's very easy to remember things. Okay, then material too big material also, but study material in the director you can study, but it's romba complicated, like how much page, depending upon your skill. I'm not saying anything. Then question banks are needed or not. This is another area where people are saying question banks venama vendama. If you see, namma age GPT is there. Earlier, when I was all writing, like 22, 23 on the year, like 24 bunnadi, GPT was not that much active. So we used to get repeated questions. If repeated questions, so in a paper of 100 and 125 marks, maximum 30 marks or 40 marks will be repeated questions. That too, other extra points allame put it. So I have seen lot of students, final students, they study only from question bank. Questions full questions cover pannittu. The worst strategy. That will never work now. 100% I am giving you. Concept material, be it of study material or any faculty's material, not a problem. Question bank, only you will have to refer to see the answer pattern. Adukkum, question bank, May 24, adukku munnadi irundha questions don't refer. Venda, illana kuda okay. Because everything is question bank, whatever content is there, that is there in the book also, right? Why are you referring question bank? And if the same content, last attempt, like 5-10 attempts back, in the way ask in the way, now when they are asking the same question, they will ask it in a different way. Same repeated on them, the chance is very only 30% questions may get repeated. Other is easy to frame. So what I am saying is focus on your material you are studying highly and question bank first 1 or 2 or 3 revisions touch easiest thing I am saying. Any subject, audit, other subjects I don't know. Audit 2 revisions question bank don't touch. Because first revision, so what in the book 400 pages, you revise it 1 or 2 or 3 times. Third time when you finish revision, keep 2 days for question bank. Now you have all the content in your brain. Memorizing 50-60% retention. Now take the question bank and try to read the question. So, question read if your answer is coming to mind, cut the question. Cut. All the questions you can cut. So that time cutting questions become very easier. And the tougher 20% questions or 10% questions will be there. That will only remain. And the question flag or easily 1.5 daily you can recall. Because if you start reading question bank from the first revision, content is not there in your brain. You will feel in the chinna questions also important in the mind. But that's not. First learn, understand, do revisions 2-3 times, then do the question bank, you will understand. And one most important thing to do, recent attempt. Earlier I always say RTP, MTP, I always used to believe like that. Repeated questions but like you have to do 10-20 attempts or RTP, MTP we used to do when I was all studying. So, but now now RTP, MTP after May 24 attempt. MTP lena kuda RTP after May 24 attempt. You don't have to sit and solve or do anything. Just read the question. Question interpretation. How ICA is using GPT to frame questions. And the question read in your mind whether the same answer is coming. That's very important. Recent level, all released questions by ICA. Question mattum. I'm not asking you to read the answer or anything. Question if you read, if your mind the same answer or 50-60%, okay, leave it. No problem. Why? Because if your concept is bad or question or framing technique is bad, it is very important because audit pass. You should be mindly, you should be able to interpret right. Writing we'll go. So question bank, do it only after 2-3 revisions, and not a very bigger question bank and all, you don't need to refer. Market faculty question bank, updated one. Till September 25 questions material, you take it and you do it from that. Okay, then are mocks required? Another question. Are mocks required? What do you think? Are mocks required? What do you think? Like, correct. 2 options are there. Again, for superb students. Oh, 1 second, guys. Hello. Guys, 1 second. So anyways, so horrible e-cart delivery problem. So question bank we did. Are mocks required? Like, very important case. Mocks are actually required. If your English is, the game is, if your English is really good, or 1 mock, nothing more than that. And that is just to check your speed only. Speed, are you able to finish, like, in with time finish panna mudiyuma, and are you able to interpret the questions properly? Just to check once or mock podum. Because audit 2 times you are writing FR and AFM. So on the time already you have finished on the stress level, MCQ level, already you have finished on the level. So the stress exam situation, everything you have overcome now. So adhikaga mocks is not required for audit. But audit mocks is, are you able to interpret the question properly? Are you able to frame the answers properly? That's 1 mock. But if your English is bad or your writing skills are literally bad, bad you need to do 1 or 2 mocks plus daily writing practice. If your writing skills are bad, do one thing, every day 1 question of essay just write. One day essay or question. Every essay or professional ethics, whatever you pick, 1 question at the end of the day or in the morning or 1 hour you get time, do a writing practice. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 question, because that will definitely improve. Because on the question, compare it with the study material, like answer, like what, where I missed it. And one more thing, I have seen a lot of students doing a mistake. Frame pannala answer. Chumma read the question, you got the answer, takkan you are writing. Never, please don't do it for essay. Other topics, if a bank question or direct digital audit question, that's just a 5 points question. Moment you get the question, you can write the answer, no problem. Because there is nothing to frame the answer. 5 points, conclusion finished. But essay question, ethics question, Karo question, 700 series reporting question, you have, before writing 30 seconds, mind frame the answer. Like, what are they asking? Provision, okay, provision is provision link pannite. First, basically, whatever the provision of that standard or the clause, whatever it is, you will write that provision first. That's presentation. This is what we call the presentation. First, obviously, we will go with the provision, like everyone knows. Provision, whatever you do, before writing, mind the frame panna. Provision is okay, question ask pannita. So, on the question whatever the facts it is, then link link pannunga. What question or requirement and fact and other provision link pannittu, you write your analysis, whatever it is, and then give the conclusion. This is the pattern for writing answer. But chumma don't start writing, frame the answer or 15 seconds mind chumma on the frame pannittu start. So you'll get a structure, and you have to start practicing when you are now studying. And now studying, don't do any writing. Writing practice possible, do it, but time will mind level at least frame the answer. Essay order questions. Essay order some tougher questions you take, and normally what students do, essay order question read pannum. Adukku 4 points book il irukku. And the 4 points in answer irundha okay correct. Adukku you will only get to 2 or 2.5 marks or 3 marks. And the 5 marks kedakkiradhukku how they have started it first, how they have linked to the essay, how they have given the conclusion, is very very important. Appo adukku try to frame answer in mind once, then try to write it down. Okay. Then is there anything else which I need to touch upon? No, good. Normally, how do you guys attempt audit paper in the 15 minutes when you read? And how do you attempt audit paper? The interlay or final if your first attempt, like you have written attempt before this, how do you attempt audit paper? Normal 15 minutes what do you do? Reading time another first option. What did you say? Tell me. First MCQ ku poidum. Okay, then next. Any others people how are you doing? Which essay was asked? Then normally, because what I am suggesting is MCQ don't even touch in the first place. Auditing practicals okay, because auditing sometimes some lucky attempts easy MCQ vandirum. Appo MCQ when you start first it is okay, but thing is auditing now the bigger questions are coming for MCQ. And it will take a crap out of your time. Time board sometimes easy MCQ are the confidence on there, but tough are the gone. 45 to 1 hour half MCQ will only be finished, then Tirimbi vara vendi full confusion. MCQ even if you don't know the answer, like you luckily sometimes some mark. So descriptive is the main area which will help you to pass. MCQ is just MCQ pass pandradhukkaga use pannittu descriptive mark score pandradhukkaga use pannittu. Change the strategy, change reverse. Descriptive pass pandradhukku eduthrunga. 70 la irundhu minimum 40 unit get in descriptive. That should be your area. MCQ is just a bonus. When you treat auditing, that is where you will study descriptive very very hard, and you will get that 40 or at least 35 in descriptive, because 70 question marks is there. 35 then what have you studied in the 2 months? Just imagine. 35 MCQ 20 definite automatically vandu. Descriptive, if your descriptive is strong, MCQ 15 marks easier will come like that. Otherwise normally in the elimination method we can get marks. So what I am suggesting is this is a strategy. You try it in mock. Work aitana use pannunga, work agalena use whatever use you are using. So I am not saying everything will work, but on the revisiting thing will 100% work. You will remember auditing more. You will retain audit. That is not a guarantee, because memorization batch I took it for inter now. There it was 15 to 20 days batch. I only take 5 hours of lecture every day, because adukapram time kodukana vendi irukum audit learn pandradhukku. Chumma full day lecture edutittu what is the point? Nothing is the point. So we use this technique, daily revisit. At the end of the week, but 15 days are over, around 50% content is there in their brain, and they are learning auditing for the first time. First time means inter is the first time, right? We have not learned auditing subject. So paper writing, first 15 minutes what I suggest, break the time, 10 minute, 5 minute. 10 minute read the question from the back, not the first question, all the other questions, 5 like 6 5 on the order quickly glance through 5 questions, and which question you don't know. But sometimes most of you would have skipped at least 1 or 2 chapters or some essay. That question we know we don't know the question. So other like question you are not going to attempt to identify panna mudiyuma nu see. If you have skipped a chapter, then FR life family it is very easy. If you have skipped one index 115, you have skipped. Question cut, we don't know the answer. If then the 10 minutes, are you able to pick those questions which you don't want to write? That is only possible if you have studied decently well. Average study the question you may not know some points. But if you have studied decently well, or 90% content you can easily pick which question to skip. So what I suggest, in the question cut panna plan cut pannu. Finish the question. Then other first 10 minutes, and then the 10 minutes cutting question also you need to find out, and your best 1 or 2 question also you need to find out. That's mattum podum. In the order on the manda, I have seen a lot of people saying first 15 minutes which question to attempt, first, second, third, fourth, in the order order on the manda. First thing is Our strategy is very simple. First 1 hour 30 marks, second 1 hour 30 marks, last hour 40 marks. This secure pananam. Simple strategy. 1 minute to 180 mark. You can follow if you want. I don't know. But timer you have to sit. But normally first hour 30 marks, second hour 30 marks, last hour 40 marks. Because last hour speed automatically will come. Improve. And every 30 minutes see whether you have attended 15 marks. Illana, you are going behind. So go start. And start using a digital watch in exam hall also. Smart watch or digital watch. Digital watch, you can use it, right? I have used it. Digital watch. Smart watch they will not allow, but digital in the per minute in the Madri watch don't take and use because it's a very bad thing to use this watch in exam in the Madri watch because time will not be able to analyze. So first 10 minutes identify the question you are cutting and identify your best 1 or 2 questions. Then next 5 minutes sit and frame the answer for first question whatever you are going to write. That's frame pannu. And one more thing you can do. In the 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whenever anyways you are reading every question, all the mnemonics you know, therinja question on the side strong question, write it with a pencil. That's no problem. Like the strong invigilator, it may be a problem, but still nobody is going to debar you or anything. In the chinna vishaya, pencil write it. And so basic idea is first 10 minutes over we should nama mindly record content like whatever the tough mnemonic, whatever it is you would have written. Question cutting you would have done. The cutting could at least 2 questions to write pick pannam. The question ordering on the manda. 2 best questions pick. 2 best questions when you pick what is actually happening. Next 5 minutes is there. Next 5 minutes, first question whatever you are going to write, that's answer frame panni mindless set panni vechuko. The moment you get the paper, don't fill the MCQ velila konja aitu illa. Adonu fill panna venda. Immediately write the answer first. And the first question put panniko. It will take you 10 minutes to write the first answer. Adhe finish avumbodhu the invigilator will come. Let him wait. Anga side la wait pannatum. You sit and fill all the things there. No problem. Because our mind fresh whatever stuff write panni because what is actually happening? We picked 2 questions, best 2 questions. First question eppadi compulsory attend pannam. Then now only 2 questions are pending. Adamku last MCQ attend pannita we can do it. Don't think of everything at the first place. Only think of first question. That's finished. Then second question also we picked. That's matter focus panna adu finish panniko. Done. 2 questions are done. Then first question compulsorily you will have to attempt. Everyone will still namakku best therinja questions or order attempt pannam. What I believe first 2-3 questions mattum correct irunda still then konja kanginga ponalum okay they will adjust. So first best 2 questions we have writing, then take the first question, write it down. But at least if you don't know anything, okay venda where other question eduthuko 50% therinja first question also write. So 3 questions we finished. Jump on to MCQ, take the MCQ, solve everything. So MCQ almost 3:30 to 3:45 kulla you can start and 4:15 to 4:30 kulla you can finish. So 30 to 45 minutes is the maximum time for MCQ. Then 2 more questions are pending. Last 1 hour, tuck you will finish. Because on the 2 questions, maybe you may not know the answer also. So finish it. And answer the questions. If you don't know the answer, don't write rubbish and come. Think. That's the essay. You have not studied that thing. But when you read the question, you will understand. Oh, they are talking about a company, or a fire on the company port. It can be related to going concern. But you may not have studied going concern. Okay, essay 570 going concern. That's easy. If you are skipping any essays also, sometimes if you are skipping essays, I don't know your strategy or anything, but essays skip pannirna, but still every essay name, number, content in the mind going concern company problem going concern written representation in the item, external confirmation in the item. Like that, just keep in mind. So if you don't know any content also, still essay 1 or 2 marks you get. So 2 marks, and the 2 marks may be reason between 38 and 40. And another one more important thing, this is a strategy that I am saying. If you have planned to skip any chapter in auditing, be it internal audit or investigation, mostly people skip these 2 chapters. Sometimes some people skip a bank or NBFC. Skip panna chapters illa. Okay, anyways you are planning to skip it, no problem. But for 2 days in the December, for 2 days, 2 days or at least 1 day, skip 3 chapters you are skipping. In the 3 chapters, whatever is easy for you, study 2 points of that. 2 points of that answer. Minimum. That's easy. Finish 2 points. 5 points learn is the problem. 2 points study panniko. Because anyways that question will come. 2 marks. 3 chapters you are skipping. the 2 points which everything you have studied. 2 points which the same question comes, 6 marks you are getting there. Sometimes that may be your savior. So adukku 1 day is enough. 1 day or 2 days is enough maximum. Adu revise panna venda ponale okay, leave it, no problem. Still we have made an effort. So that is also another way to tackle this. Then okay, exam, one more thing, applicable for all the exam, rereading the right work. Rereading, this is the reason why majority of you are unable to finish paper on time. Reread pannittu irukku. Reread means if you are reading a question, you take this question to attempt. You know the answer therinjittu, I know the answer nu therinjittu, then you are trying to attempt the question. You will read it first, you will start solving. Practical analo, theory essay madiri question analo. You will start solving, and end or middle you like 5 minutes is the time you kept for that question. Okay, 5 minutes aayite. Question only half. Practical then mostly this is happening. So what you will do, or 2 minutes kuda spend pannidum. 2 minutes kuda write you finish agale, adu thirumbi varala. I'll write everything and I'll come back. Anga or 1 page, 2 page leave pannittu you will go. Bro, when you are coming back, you will have to again reread the question and reread the answer. What is the time? If 5 minutes is what you kept, or 7 to maximum or 10 minutes the answer mudinjidum, that's correct item. If you have a confidence, right? 8 to 9 minutes item mudiyale, leave it. That's reread on 1 page go if you last time irunda. But don't, a lot of students I have seen the time which they are writing, and 5 minutes is only 5 minutes on 6th they will stop the answer and go and tirumbi varala. But rereading takes a lot of time. And MCQ everything start from the requirement part of the question. That's everything therinja item. Like when you are reading a question, start from the bottom. Requirement part like sometimes periya case study illam kodutittu keela requirement will be very simple. So read that and use a pencil or pen. ICA oda ella questions, not like MCQs kalla, normal descriptive oda case is there. When you are reading a question, use a pen and highlight what the important points in the question is. Theory practically we used to do, but theory also you do, because else on the question thirumbi reread panna vendi varum. Periya konjam complicated question arudha, highlighted points irundha you will be able to highlight. I mean mindly adu connect aadi easily answer vandirum. Okay, then anything when you give a conclusion for a question, answer pannittu conclusion kodukule question ku, what is written in the question, see if the management or contention is right, or auditor or contention is right, you wrote all the answer, but adukku keela right panna, manager's contention in this question is right, or Mr. Arun in the question la right ennu or wrong ennu or guilty of misconduct, adu requirement what is adu right pannarna 1 mark got. Adu you have to keep in mind. Then obviously keyword underlining, everyone knows keyword underlining illa namma. How do you underline keyword? Like 2 types of people I have seen. Normally once you write one question, finish one question, they will underline it then and there. Some people will not underline, they will come back at the end and underline. What are you guys doing? Each question finish amo right, that is the correct way. Don't like thirumbi vannittu full highlight and don't say. That is taking too much of your time. Then Caro, ethics or bigger questions will be there. If essay, there are 2 things. When you are reading an essay question, essay 2 essay like in the essay agala, in the essay agala. There don't quote 2 essay, because 2 essay quote pannitana, it's the meaning that you don't know that essay and you don't know this essay. Essays ambiguity vanna kuda like edavadhu onne edutittu quote that and finish it, because essay 2 varadha the situation. Like 2 means 2 types of content may be applicable. Essay 570 is applicable on the time where essay kuda may be applicable in the same question, but 570 kitta 570 mattan adukku vera will not come. But so essay like if the question requires 2 essays, 2 types of questions has been asked, you can merge it to essay. Clubbing of essays definitely it is coming. But ethics if you are having 2 clauses doubts in mind, idu in the clause agala, in the clause agala, bro adukku oru height irukku. First you write normal whatever you are coming, edavadhu oru clause vechittu you write the answer, but your mind la 50% idukku 50% வேற ஒரு clause க்கு chance இருக்கு. சும்மா கீழே கொஞ்சம் brilliant-ஆ யோசிச்சு, if ICA is considering this other assumption, what is other assumption, ஏதாவது assumption பண்ணிட்டு if ICA is considering in the assumption then in the clause is applicable னு வச்சிட்டு you write. அது ethics க்கு okay, it's not a very big problem, because assumptions differently they may go. So ethics it is okay to an extent. Chumma ellathukku don't write and come. Genuine or doubt, ambiguity in the question irundha mattum do that. But essays ku karo konnum don't do that. Because if a car oil inventory disclosure, disclosure recording first clause. Okay. Almost we have touched everything. Okay. So basically, almost what I kept in mind, I think I have touched everything related to auditing, from studying, revising, retaining, presenting, everything. So, any doubts? That's practical, because IBS I have not written. IBS how club question is coming. I'll look into that and I'll speak to you. Like train IBS or case, because I have not written IBS. I need to check on auditing. Normal audit IBS normal audit you are carried away like the question like one question and the A option is 1, 2 and 3. That's the option. That's the option. What I used to say, like the Jan do Panir item, the loyal, internal loyal, this thing started, and final audit also there. What I used to do, normally the MCQ read Pandamboda, we try to find the right answer. In the Madri questions, do the reverse. Try to pick the wrong answer first. If a question, now I use technique, this is what I used to do, like just try and use work panna, okay, work panna, leave. That is, the question is normally a question, 4 options they have given. Then answer A, the 4 options is not the answer. 4 options is point number 1, 2, 3, 4. Option A is either 1, 2 and 3 are correct, or 1, 2 and 4 are correct, or 2 and 4 are correct. That kind of question is what you are asking, right? What I used to do, first 4 option read question or options. What is wrong, we can pick. Imagine point number 3 is utterly wrong. Point number 3 all options are wrong. Fix 2 options you can cut off. Remaining 2 probabilities are that's you compare. So pick the wrong option first. Wrong option first, that would be better, I would say. Because that's easy, it's full confusing on the item. I don't know, like live attend like imagine this kind of question. This case they will give like A, B, C, D. Writing. Then the options is this. Option is like A means A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Option A is 1 and 2 is correct. Then option B is 2 and 3 is correct. Option C is 1, 2, 3 is correct. Option D is 4, 3, 2 is correct. In the question, easiest thing is what is the wrong option? At least you can pick it directly. Chumma, when you read, you understood. Option number 2 is blindly wrong. 2 wrong and wrong. If you imagine option number 3 is 3 is wrong. Imagine 3 is utterly wrong. This option obviously cut. This option cut. This obviously the correct time. Which option is wrong pick is the game. And in the questions go in the negative way. Or right answer pick wrong answer pick right answer automatically. That's luck. To be honest, what I'm saying is luck. Because if you are like thinking like an auditor, all option applicable. We would have seen, I have seen. When I read a question paper, like after exam comes, like for teaching also we have learned auditing so much. So then we are again, when you are reading a question, still namakum 2 options, 3 options are correct. Mind correct. Then I see also in YouTube many faculties exam day revision, the paper review, they may suggest in the options correct, but for answer wrong. But it's not their problem. They are highly qualified, but that's normal. The best option is a luck based game. Because especially GPT use, and I believe one thing, in the GPT use they are not, they believe not a thought process. They are not rereading the question and checking it whether it is correct. I think they are blindly trusting on in the AI software vechittu question making. Konja read panni idu namma bookile idu irukka illane. Because I will say two things. When I am making a question paper for test kella, two options are either I can simply say combine SR 530 and 520 sampling and analytical procedure and make a case study with the 4 options like that. I am not giving an input. This is not input. It will make me a lot of case study. But this book exam this book item. Pronouncements but another way is book pick we upload it there and then we'll say in the content to make panniko. Appa we'll get book questions. I think the other way they are making some questions. I don't know whether correct, but other way questions vanna idu nammaloda luck. Luck is the key. Auditing is halfway luck. So that is why I always say 70-75 prepare pannitana you will get to 40 minimum. So and auditing it is not like any will this live be available? Yes, Sudha, I think yes, we can make it available, no problem. Okay. So what were we talking? Luck. Because auditing all the other papers, if you 100 marks attempting konja task like FRL, but auditing it is literally easy. The only thing is 100 marks eppadiyavathu attend panna. Because auditing and chumma also don't attend. This 30 marks, 40 marks. And one more thing, let me tell you. FRA, everyone not a strategy is FRAFM exemption, audit 50. In the level than normal students are planning. But a problem again. Nowadays, since in the AI, any audit will actually become easier. This is what I believe. Because Munnadi, FR and AFM questions, we get repeated questions in the old questions. But now they can frame really good questions with FR and AFM. And namma evalo padichaalum adu practical pudu question is coming. Practical writing il oru adjustment miss aana entire question goes wrong. First step ile miss aana everything goes wrong. So FR AFM evalo padichaalum practical mistakes ku high chances are because they can frame literally tougher questions now. Easy frame pannalam. Munnadi adu mudiyadu. So FR AFM ile scoring konjam low aayidum future attempts. But auditing ku oru game is there. Auditing point mind we have studied it. There is no way that we will commit a mistake in the exam. Never, how will it come? Theory we are writing. Practically we are not solving anything. So focus on auditing a bit more. Auditing in the 40 with 60k vechiko. FR and IFM 70 the 60 auditing is 60 vechiko. Because the initial 2-3 attempts this one subject itself will be your nightmare. And last attempt May 25 I guess audit was literally tough. That was because of the English. Last attempt also audit was tough, right? To an extent, like above average paper in the last attempt also. But then Jan'25 is always a nightmare attempt, like ella subject. But auditing, I believe, sometimes easy paper sometimes romba tough. I don't think an average paper will come this time. Either romba bouncer paper, thoda mudiyathir paper, or romba easy paper. This is a problem. Like easy paper vannalum problem, like everyone gets easy. One student who would have studied only 10 chapters, easy, hard work easy. But tough one, easy out, like simply out. Others also interpretation in the real and tough. And valuation better. So I believe audit key attempt please focus on high marks. Aim better auditing because next 2-3 attempts in the CM 2-3 attempts next attempt finish and go with from this course. This is getting actually harder. Course is getting harder. This is what I'm saying. People are saying CA is getting easier. CA is getting easier because people are getting distracted. Students competition kadayadu ipo. You may think now because nowadays lot of resources are available. Ella available content YouTube ella. Everyone is studying. It is just seems like studying. Actual real study illa ipo. Very few students are actually 20% students are actually staying distracted. How many of you can sit for 2 hours without your mobile phone, focused on one thing, without your attention derailing from anything? Mudiyadu. Very hard. So the and the madri students for 12-14 hours focused studying pandranga is very less now. So competition is between only them. Others 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours they may be sitting, but distracted, overthinking, mind lot of reels they are sitting. So competition, there seem like studying. Others in the 20% of competition is there. From that 5 to 8% are failing and 12% are passing. And others 5% people will come. Or 10 attempts, 5-6 attempts, right, ellame mainly. That's clear. So ഒറ്റ അറ്റംപ്റ്റ് 45 days is there. 45 days blood and sweat കൊടുത്തിട്ടാണ് പാസ്സായിട്ട് 100% ഇത് ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട്. ബിക്കോസ് സി എക്ക് വെരി ബുദ്ധി ഒന്നും വേണ്ട. എനി പ്ലാൻസ് ഫോർ CA final May 20? Yes. Akshay Raghavan, yes. Mostly in Jan or Feb we'll have CA final conceptualization ഒരു പുതു ബാച്ച് we are planning. കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ് മട്ടും വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ബാച്ച്. ബിക്കോസ് CA ഇന്റർലെ ദ ഗെയിം ഇസ് മെമ്മറൈസേഷൻ. കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ് പഠിക്കണം, ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഒന്നും ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് എ വെരി ഹൈ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഒന്നും വരാതെ ചുമ്മാ ബേസിക് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്ങിലേ പോയിട്ടില്ല. ബട്ട് ഫൈനലിലെ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സോടെ ഒരു ഡെപ്ത് ഇസ് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് വെരി ഹൈ. ആൻഡ് ടീച്ചിങ് ഈസ് ഓൾസോ വെരി ഹാർഡ് ഫോർ ഫൈനൽ. ബിക്കോസ് അതൊക്കെ അവളോ നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കണം. മുന്നാടിയൊക്കെ ടീച്ചിങ് വാസ് ഈസി CA ഫൈനലിൽ ഓൾസോ. ബട്ട് നൗ ഐ എം തിങ്കിങ് ബേസ്ഡ് ഓൺ ദ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് വെരി വെരി ഹാർഡ്. അവളോ ഡീപ്പാ പോയി എപ്പിടി ദേ ആർ ഫ്രെയിമിംഗ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഇതെല്ലാം സെർച്ചിങ് ഇസ് വെരി ഹാർഡ്. So yeah, that. Then help how to revise professional ethics with all the clauses, part and schedule number. Bhagilakshmi, I'll do one thing. Ethics, I'll try to make a video on ethics, like clauses. I had a technique with me. Ethics, I'll try to upload a video. Okay. And one more thing, like this December, mostly 6th or 5, 6, 7, 8 on the date, we'll have a standards order batch I'm running, but it's completely free. Chumma YouTube we are doing it, and offline like 500 rupees something charges there, but online like YouTube it is completely free. Standards order we are only focusing on the concepts part. Basically konja questions order level and the level ku vandidum. That level we are standards, every standards we are touching, like essays, mostly essays till 800, all the essays 200 till 800, all the essays we are touching. And if time in the SRE essay kuda we'll see. So only essays focused. 4 days will be there, and morning 9 to early noon vareykum, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock vareykum, we'll 1 o'clock 9 to 1 only standards. And we'll only focus upon, imagine we are taking 2 standards a day or 3 standards a day, only that 3 standards will be touched. Adoda full concept in depth enga pona evada ponam engerna ellam questions vandru we'll see. So if you are like, if your study plans are aligning to this time schedule, anyone live or you guys can, if you are like YouTube il free you can attempt like enga irna kuda you can attempt. Face to face are just to do 500 rupees like electrical cost alla require pandradhukku, that's it. Okay, so that will also be then. CA intro also, CA ennoda same name illa Sudarsan. Even CA intro will do it, CA intro will do it. Everything CA intro ipo namma domain illa, we'll do it. CA intro we have a power prep batch on November 22 to 29 or 29 28 something. Power prep batch is also that we'll do. Don't worry. Yeah, so any doubts, anything? And one more thing guys, you may think if you have not started studying properly yet, you would have started 2 months back, but with effort if it is not coming as of now, but power varlana, it is actually, if you have attempted one attempt before konjam padichittu irunda, even if you have studied till now, you can easily crack it, because 45 days are at least pinne plan proper time illana chumma both group okke eduthu vechittu don't risk your attempt, chumma think practically mudiyumna eduthuko. Because nowadays in the 3 months for first attempt arana both koduthuko, because if you clear you have an advantage. First attempt le both clear pannitenu, for 2-3 attempts aitana, then practically think about not taking too much risk practically. Then because for 2 attempts aitana, pinne ipo first attempt both group single attempt clear pannalum different attempt le clear pannalum, it is the same. So adile think like your situation le both mudiyada practically yosichi, let's take a decision on that. Because in the IBS or advantage mattum paathitte DT IDT varumbo the entire thing gets very very bigger, tough, focus panna mudiyada. You plan and take your decision. And like I'll say one more thing, when I was writing my attempt which I cleared, pass panna attempt, enoda CA final is like a enoda life il a confidence builder. CA final oda 2 attempts I passed, 2 attempt la clear panna, first attempt la second group, next attempt la first group. Appo idu clear pandrathu is a very that, and the it's not about the CA degree ka periya value I am giving to my hard work that I did on that 2 attempts, because one attempt I was studying for 12 months veetukulle ukkarndu, I'm not going, I'm a social maniac adu madri person thanna, but 1 year I sit at home, studied for 12 hours 14 hours every single day, lectures ellame edutittu, because I never had a good strategy and all adella namukku adu angengella follow pannit I was using. Then first attempt la nama prepare pandradhukku perfect plan ellam pottu preparation, and attempt ku ஒரு 4 days முன்னாடி சின்ன பனி, like fever start பண்ணிட்டு, okay have a problem கிடையாது, okay, but because my family financial condition ellam was literally bad, நமக்கு pass ஆகாத no other option is there, നമുക്ക് ഡെറ്റോടെ ഇവിടെ ഡെറ്റ് ഇருக்கு ഹെഡിൽ. അപ്പോൾ அந்த அட்டெம்ப்டில் ஃபஸ்ட்டு இதுக்கு ஓகே. தென் ஃபஸ்ட் பேப்பர் வாஸ் எஃப்ஆர். அதுக்கு ஒரு லாஸ்ட் டே 2 days முன்னாடி எனக்கு லைக் ஐ கேனாட் சிட், மை லோவர் பேக் இஸ் பெயினிங், நெக் இஸ் பெயினிங், ஐ கேனாட் ஸ்டடி, ஹை ஃபீவர், 100 degree மேலே ஃபீவர். ஐ வாஸ் டேக்கிங் ഡോളോ லைக் பிகாஸ் ഈ CA ഫൈനൽ എക്സാം വരുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കൊരു ഹൈ വന്നിട്ട്, ബിക്കോസ് നമുക്ക് ലൈഫിൽ ഹെൽത്ത് ഒന്നുമേ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് கிடையாது, ഇത് மட்டுം தான் ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് എന്നൊരു ഓവർ கொஞ்சம் ഒരു ഇത് വന്നിട്ട്. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് വാസ് എ വെരി ബിഗ് പ്രോബ്ലം ഫോർ മീ. ഐ വാസ് ടേക്കിംഗ് ടൂ മച്ച് ലൈക്ക് മെഡിക്കേഷൻസ് എല്ലാം എടുത്തിട്ട് ഐ വെന്റ് ഫോർ FR എക്സാം ആൻഡ് ഐ വാസ് റൈഡിങ് എ ബൈക്ക്. സ്ലീപ്പ്, എനിക്ക് ഇൻസോംനിയ, ഐ കനോട്ട് സ്ലീപ്പ് ഓൾസോ. ஸோ ஐ வாஸ் டிரைவிங் எ பைக் லைக் கண்ணல் இது மாதிரி போய் அங்கே ஒரு டச் எல்லாம் பண்ணி எப்படியாவது ஐ ஃபினிஷ்ட் ரீச்டு த எக்ஸாம் ஹால். ரோட் த பேப்பருக்கு ஏறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஷிவரிங். ஸோ ஐ டுக் 2 dolos. One of my cousin who was a doctor who told me I am weighing more than 100 kilo. So take 2 dolos. 1 dolo will not be enough. 2 dolo ange paracetamol, not dolo. 2 paracetamol I took 500 mg, 1000 mg. Then paper varumbodhu like I cannot see anything. Like idu maadhiri ellam bhayangara fever. Then after the exam, FR exam, the paper was decent. 50-55 marks I believe I was getting. I am going home, so I thought of taking an injection. Injection edutittu AFM I can study. Went to the hospital to take injection. So earphone la full marathon adu ellame irukku. AFM oda things are running. Last attempt oda marathon, all these things are there. I don't believe in marathons first of all, so but still it was there. Then കേട്ടിട്ടിരുന്നത് അങ്ങനെ this was, imagine it was in May 2023. നമ്മ കോവിഡ് എല്ലാം 2020-2021 then here I was sitting. So this guy, the hospital guy told, you have to compulsorily check your COVID in the time, because ചുമ്മാ அவங்க ചുമ്മാ മണി അടിக்கிறதுக்கு എല്ലാ ഫീവർക്കും ചുമ്മാ 300 rupee antigen test. They tested, എടുത്തുക്കോ test, it was positive. 1 year ഓടെ ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക്. ലൈക്ക് ഹൗ വിൽ ഐ ലൈക്ക് മൈൻഡ് നമുക്ക് അതോടെ ഡെഡ്. ഇനിയിപ്പോ ഹൗ ഐ കനോട്ട് സ്റ്റഡി ഫോർ അനദർ അറ്റംപ്റ്റ്. അത് അവളെ പഠിച്ചിട്ട് ഇനിയിപ്പോ മുടിയാതെ എനിക്ക്. ദിസ് വാസ് ലൈക്ക് I was sitting, ഇത് കൊടുത്തിട്ട് മറ്റേ മൂക്കിലെല്ലാം പൊട്ടിട്ട് he to go. I was listening the YouTube എല്ലാം பார்த்துட்டு ചുമ്മാ I have seen this guy putting PP kit അതെല്ലാമേ പൊട്ടിട്ട് he's coming holding my hand and taking to ward. So അത് ഇതാണ് problem, like in the COVID. Then they admitted me into a ward, isolation ward. അங்கே ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കും because COVID is gone. அந்த ടൈമിൽ COVID is not there. അங்கே എല്ലാം கொஞ்சம். So what happened was, അന്ന് നൈറ്റിൽ ഒരു 9-10 ആയിട്ട് വീട്ടിലെല്ലാം കോൾ പണി ഫാമിലിയോട് ഹോപ്പേ പോയി എല്ലാം പോയിട്ട്. ദെൻ ഐ ബിക്കേം വെരി വെരി സെൽഫിഷ്. ഐ തിങ്ക് ലൈക്ക് എപ്പിടിയാவது ഇങ്ങനെ ഇருந்து പോകണം. കോവിഡ് വെച്ചാൽ കൂടെ പീക്ക് കോവിഡ് ഇസ് ഓവർ. ലൈക്ക് 3-4 ഡേയ്സോടെ പീക്ക് കോവിഡ് ഇസ് ഓവർ നൗ. സ്റ്റിൽ ഫീവർ ഇസ് ദർ ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ ഐ എം ഓക്കെ. ലെറ്റ് മീ ജംപ് ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് ഹിയർ, ഗോ. വീട്ടിലെ പോയിട്ട് എപ്പിടിയാவது നെക്സ്റ്റ് AFM റൈറ്റ് பண்ணலாம், നോ പ്രോബ്ലം. ബിക്കോസ് ഐ എം കോൺഫിഡൻറ്റ്. FR വാസ് മൈ கொஞ்சம் ടഫ് ഏരിയ. അപ്പോൾ കിടച്ചിരും. AFM ഒക്കെ എപ്പിടിയാவது കിടച്ചാൽ ഓഡിറ്റ് ഇസ് മൈ സ്ട്രോങ് ഏരിയ. ഐ വിൽ ക്ലിയർ ദ ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ആൻഡ് ഐ എം കോൺഫിഡൻറ്റ്. And that was a very tough attempt also. May 2023. Very tough attempt. FR and AFM and audit touch பண்ண முடியாத attempt. Then അതെ அப்ப ടൈമിൽ தெரியல. I jumped அங்க அந்த குவார்ட்ல இருந்து I went out என்னோட பைக் அங்க இருந்து போக முடியாது. It's isolated ward. Because they are not locking. They are not thinking like we will go out. Free treatment எல்லாமே free அங்க. So then I went out. அதிலே இருந்து சைடில் இருந்து ஏறி, லைக் செக்யூரிட்டி வாஸ் தேர். செக்யூரிட்டி பார்க்காத என்னோட பைக் எடுத்து இந்த பீப்புள் என்டர் பண்ண ஒரு கேட் இருக்கு, அதுக்குள்ளே வெளியில் எடுத்து வீட்டில் போய் லைக் ஐ பிகேம் செல்ஃபிஷ். இப்போ கோவிட் வச்சுட்டு போன கூட எனக்கு என்னோட லைஃப் தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். பிகேம் சோ மச் செல்ஃபிஷ். தென் ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் ஸ்டடிங். வீட்டில் போய் மாஸ்க் எல்லாம் போட்டு ரூமில் இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு 1 o'clock 12 o'clock AFM ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு. தென் நெக்ஸ்ட் டே மார்னிங் ஐ தாட் லைக் இஃப் ஐ கோ அண்ட் ரைட் எக்ஸாம், ஓகே ஐ மே கிளியர். பட் என்ன பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற ஏதாவது ஒரு பொண்ணோ பையனோ அவங்களுக்கு கோவிட் வந்து அவங்களோட ஃபேமிலியில யாருக்காவது ஏதாவது வந்துட்டு ஐ வில் நெவர் கெட் லைஃப்ல பீஸ். ஸோ ஐ தாட் எனிவேஸ் லெட்ஸ் கோ அட்டெம்ப்ட் போயிட்டு. அப்போ பிகாஸ் வாட் இஸ் அ ப்ராப்ளம், ஒன்ஸ் மோர் படிச்சா போதும். பட் லைஃபே போய் எல்லா ட்ரஸ்டும் போய் லைஃபோட ஃபுல் ஹோப் எல்லாமே போயிட்டு. ஐ வாண்டட் டு கிளியர் இன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அட்டெம்ப்ட். ஐ ஸ்டடி லைக் தட். அது மாதிரி படிச்சுட்டு ஸோ ஃபுல் ஹோப்பும் போயிட்டு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அட்டெம்ப்டும் போயிட்டு பேப்பர் ரைட் பண்ண இனி என்ன அட்டெம்ப்ட். அதுக்கப்புறம் then I was thinking next 3-4 days I was sitting very sad, and on the audit 2 or 3 days gap was there. So AFM was literally too tough paper. Adu kettapore happy because my friends aren't pass agala because AFM was that tough. Audit was a bouncer paper. So oh luck that attend pannathu the best adu madri. So but still like I would have passed. I was studied that deep. Then next adukapra audit oda theeruna time la என்னோட like girlfriend was there. She told me, like she's my wife now. She told me, anyways your attempt is gone. you're both the group in one shot. That's next attempt not a very big value because anyways rank. So he should just go and write the first second group. And the other COVID is almost gone, like 7 days first group. So I thought, anyways, let's see. Then padichite. Because second group I studied 1.5 months before. First group was in April full padiche. But on the 2 days, like audit order day, law was also there. Law was also there that time. Law finished. Then law order date 2 days I studied costing. Costing was there. Costing clear. Means when I wrote the finished exam, I was like, COVID also negative, but still full almost fever completely free. So costing written, I was thinking I'll get 50. Okay. Then the next elective paper, risk management. But paper was literally easy. I've never studied anything. I was studying international taxation for DT. Paper was literally easy. I was getting 80, 70 and the hope on that because copy paste question game. Appo what happened? Oh my god, now 50 on the 60 next 2 paper 40 on pass. Then next 2 till DT and IDT I never slept also. Adu madri padichadu and the group clear right. So what I'm saying is when you are going to write the exam next 45 days neraya situations against you may come. Neraya vandu edavada kangengekku vandidum. Never lose hope. Just push and move forward. Adu poidu. You figure out a way against anything that is coming against you. Because that is very, 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 very important because health agalam or like emotional breakdown agalam, anything. But figure out a way to push it and reach the destination. Namma push panna, we will be able to cover. Else, if in the COVID, in the situation, second group, 1 month munnadi padicha group and the 1.5 daily, I revised like that and I passed. So give your blood and sweat for the next 45 days. Chuma sweat mattum kodutittu karla on the level like you should not have a regret. Like 45 days fail ana kuda nan padikala ennu regret varakudada mind la padichitte inipa fail aanalu okay still it's not in my hand. I've given my best effort. That is where the regret comes. Padicha you will not fail, guys. But study in a way that you are competing with that 20% people. Avanga padikira madiri padikka like oru depth like deep 12 hours minimum potted. There should not be a waste time. And one more thing, in the chinna items will compound. If you are going from here to your home in a bus, watch some marathon or YouTube or RTP pathukku. Sometimes on the same thing or 1 mark MCQ may come. That may be your thing. So next 45 days don't waste too much. In the chinna items will slowly compound like whatever earphone you are wearing. This is not a habit at the time. Because that all those things gave me 1 or 2, 3 marks in different paper, and that is a 10-20 marks barrier which we have passed. So that's it, guys. It's okay. Audit, if you have any doubt, then my number is this is my number. You can text me like you. I will say the pen not a charge 7603 823 029. Auditing problem or any not only related to auditing, other subjects ask subject matter like AFMF or I don't know. But if you are facing any other problems, like you are unable to study or any problem, you can text me. I'll try to help. So that's it, guys. Okay, I believe the section was at least we sat for around 1 hour 40 minutes nearly. At least you would have got one input. I'm happy. Matter one at least you would have got, then I'm happy. Huh? What was something you got new? Tell me anything. Revisiting. Revisiting obviously. That's most important. Because try to revisit, feed it more, then try to take it out. So okay, guys. Correct. Portion means chapter wise or a group eppadi chapters ellam group pannanam. Most important topic is what I say, because I'll show one thing. See in the pen. See this. This is something called this here interlay I used to do. Structure. Normal I told you for bank other chapters you can use like the question sheet madri, because it's not a essay chapter, direct question chapter. But wherever you are feeling difficulty, create a structure like this chapter. Enna topic enna varudhu. Like imagine this all chapters I used to create. See, third risk assessment and internal control. This period internally very complicated chapter. So here if you see, idu madri which topic which question you will not be able to remember. Lot of complex things are there. Finally, there are 3 times. So adukku create a chart like this. So which topic which is coming and use the chart to recall. If this chapter you are studying, when you are recalling audit risk, first recall what are the levels of risk of material mistake, then recall what are the type of risk, then recall what is not. But your mind in the 3 questions audit risk register. So if it is finding complex, do it like this. For 315 these are the 5 questions. Then 320 materiality these are the questions, assumptions for like that structure create pannunga. Practically also it is easier if you do it. For FR financial instruments, lot of chinna adjustments are there inside that. Adukku structure create panni enna question is coming under which topic. Appo the konjam mind le, even if you study this 100-200 page padicha kuda or structure in the mind le konjam proper adu store aayidum. Okay.
In 2 days, we have chapters of 30-40 minutes. You can sit before the exam 1 day before, you can recall everything. But here the portion is huge. So what is the need for the...
See, if you have done, like what I told, 10 revisions for 10 revisions, 4 is active recall, 4 to 5 minimum active recall, and 10, another 5-6 revisiting we have done. This is like almost when you reach the 3rd revision stage, 4th revision, 3rd revision stage, you have this question sheet kind of a thing with you. When you are recalling, if you are getting it there, 3rd revision if you are getting, or 4th revision if you are getting, obviously the vanded mind, 100% because the question sheet book we cannot say it is there in our mind, because sometimes book immediately mind is connecting to it and immediately giving it out. But question sheet, like question only is there. Other path that if it is coming, same scenario is coming in exam. Other once a mind le vanda, pinna 1.5 day we are again doing it. But book path that if it is coming, I cannot give you the confidence because book we are not seeing in exam. Anga question mattan see panta. So revise in that order itself. Question. Yes, because I like I phone essay, SQC, I used to do this. Because standards the requirement part is only one. Adukku mele angilen case add panni they are giving, but question or requirement is only one thing. SQC and leadership responsibility. Other than they are asking, but other company or leader in they are asking this thing. So other requirement material which question sheet you can recall. I'm making this anyways, but this attempt like December I make finally questions are there. Like easy. Finally it is too much. Okay guys, so any doubts, anything? Correct. Max, I would say, 1 page or 1.5 page with the maximum I'm saying. And answer writing also 2 ways. Thank you for asking. Direct questions like internal audit direct pointer wise answer questions 5 points are there. 1 point, 1 line leave, then 1 point, like that. Because line leave panni. Anyways, you have paid the money. So what is the problem? Line leave panni, proper keywords highlight panni, direct questions right answer like that. And I have seen lot of, especially girls, boys are handwriting bigger. Appa they will spread, their answer will be spread. But girls in the beautiful one like their thing is 1 page 3 answer mudikkanam. Adu part A, B, C 1 page le mudichiru. The problem is that examiner ko okay easy that, but you will not be able to write our content, because content is I said a suggested answer will not be 5 points anyways. 5 point question arna koda aduku intro aduku conclusion will be there. Every question. If a descriptive question they are asking about a 5 point question, on the text 5 point definitely you write it. That's why book intro book will be there for standards or a name or whatever it is there. Key or conclusion may be there. That's plus. So direct questions are point wise you have to write. So 1 page you have to finish it. And case based question, the car or standards or based questions, 2 to 3 sentences as one paragraph. Then chumma ellame oru paragraph of one page. If you write like this, examiner won't be able to read anything. So 2 to 3 sentences, maximum 4 sentences or a paragraph, then 2 lines gap, because konjam nalla gap irukkum, then adutha paragraph. Like that, if appo konjam answer frame aayidum, and 1 to 1.5 page is the length. What I would say, direct question arna 1 page you can finish, but in the standards konjam space okka vitittu 1.5 page poikko, no problem. And every subpart question in 1 page. Chumma ella question 1 page la start panninga, pudu page la. Okay, any doubt? Okay, understood. Because standards and sometimes standards plus caro they may be asking. That's why mix and match items. So main requirement will be there. That's why 2-3 standards or other things coming. Main requirement is that standards first quote, that's provision, that's writing you like. Then chinna standards, normal standards or other provisions that's quote, and that's star, a box of 2 standards are there, 570 and 580 is there. Appo 570 ku oru box, 580 ku oru box madiri vittu 3 standards enakku theriyunu show it to that person. 3 standards are there. In the 3 standards avanga paatha, they sometimes will not read your answer also. Adile irunnu tick mark potittu will give the marks, because oru question le 3 standards are there, and on the 3 standards or name itself we have written something. 3 standards are there. Appa 3 correct ah quote pannirukke, appo adine check panna vendam, they may correct and go also. So adu madiri mark kadachadu. So that is why adu correct aganam. Correct allena adu madiri mark poidum. So and if you are in a doubt, ambiguity about any standard, don't quote it. Standards venda, as per the relevant standard nu potittu you go. Answer write panna podu, standard theriyalena. Don't ipo 500 and 501 oru doubt irukku. Ipo inventory the paathala you know it is 501, but still if anyone has any doubt, litigation claims or adhu varumbod doubt vanda, don't quote anything. 500 menda 501 menda, as per the relevant standard this is the answer. Answer or 3 or 4 marks avadu kadakku. Don't quote standard and lose your marks. Okay. And in the companies or nama company konja section ikkile 143 oda konja sections ellame vandirum, adum chumma section quote panni, if you perfect arna mattum quote, illena don't quote. Any more doubts? If you have anything also, still veetla podumbo konjam doubts extra vandidu, you can text me on that WhatsApp. I am there, I'll reply. Anything is there. Okay. So guys attending live also, we have done. Yeah, so I think I've given my number, so you can text me, so we'll have it there.